Hello, assalamu alaikum. It is Abdul Rafi welcoming you to our digital class. How are you today, students? Of course, alhamdulillah. Now let's start our class, okay? As I'm already late by 1 or 2 days, and this is my identification. Look and guess. Look at the picture. Can you guess what he's doing? Yes, he is doing what he's thinking. So now it's your turn. So let's start thinking on some clues. I will stay at home until, in spite of raining, the boys. Next, as soon as the teacher entered the classroom, blah blah blah. So now think what message the statements convey. But remember, don't try to add to them. Do they actually convey any complete message in this appearance? Why and why not? And of course you have got the answer. They don't convey any complete message because they are not complete. That means they are incomplete. Okay, students, so you have got our today's topic. This is completing sentence, and it's a very simple thing, so don't get worried at ease you are to think while you are completing the sentences. So we need to have some weapons which are needed to complete our sentences. So look at the weapons first. First one, this is infinitive. 2 plus v1 is known to you. Then gerund, verb plus ing, which behaves like a noun, and last one is clause. So we are not going to talk over these things in detail. We will talk over these things in detail in our other class. So which weapons we will use is determined by the given clues in the incomplete sentences. So this statement a little bit has lessened your tension because you are not going to think in the air, rather you will be given some clues, and the clues are mainly given in the form of conjunction. Okay, so let's go on. Keep your eyes on the examples. We eat balanced food so that we may remain free from illness. And second one, he worked hard so that he could shine in life. So at first look at the conjunction so that. So then look at the sentences put in on both sides of the word so that. We eat balanced diet on left of that word of the phrase, and on the right side we may remain free from illness. And look at the second one, he could shine in life and he worked hard. So can you match any relation between these two sentences? So if you think closely, then you will get their matching, and let's check your matching whether you were right or not. Okay, so purpose, so that this phrase will be followed by a sentence that will indicate some purpose, and the phrase so that will be preceded by a sentence that will show some required activity. This activity is done basically for reaching your purpose or target, right? So let's structure these sentences. So activity plus so that plus purpose. Okay, so it's very simple. So while you are writing the sentence indicating or telling the purpose of some activity, this sentence must look at the structure. Subject will be followed by can, could, may, might. If the activity is related with the present time, then subject will be followed by can and may, and if the activity is about the past, then subject will be followed by could and might. And then there are some clues for your activity, and of course you will do it in your khata. And of course, if you have any question, then you will feel free to pass the comment box. And one thing is important, that so that will be replaced by what? In order that. So next one, the day is so hot that we cannot go outside at noon. The student was so lazy that he couldn't attend his class in time. So here look at the conjunction. So dot dot that, basically so dot dot that. So and that, there is a word that must be an adjective or an adverb between these two words, so and that. Now look at the relation between two sentences. One is we cannot go outside at noon, and the other is the day is so hot. From the second one, he could not attend his class in time. The student was so lazy. If you think closely, then you will of course have the relation. One is reason, that means the sentence before that indicates region, and of course the sentence after that indicates result. So the structure is reason plus so dot dot that plus result. And while you are writing the sentence indicating result, it will have a special type of structure. Subject can oblique may oblique could oblique might, and basically this type of sentence is negative. And so there are some clues for your activity. Dull, the boy oblique understand the matter. That means the boy, the word or the phrases will be within the brackets, will be used as a subject of the sentence that you are going to make with the help of the phrase so dot dot that. Okay, so next let's go on. Though the sons have grown, they are very responsible. The man did not notice me, though I was in front of him. In these sentences, the clauses, the conjunctions are those, right? So look at the structure in order to bring the relation. So they are very irresponsible. Then the sons have grown. From the second one, the man didn't notice me, I was in front of him. It means these two sentences are not going in the same direction. The clauses are not going in the same direction. They are going to opposite directions. Clauses moving to opposite directions in terms of messages. In the first sentence, the sons have grown, it means they are supposed to be responsible, but here they are not responsible, they are irresponsible. So we are to use the conjunction though. Though the sons have grown, they are very responsible. Okay, so here is for your activity. He succeeded though I send him messages, and although we think to be educated. It means though and although convey the same sort of message. So though can be replaced by although, and of course that though can be placed at the beginning. That means the clause that starts with though, that can be placed at the beginning, or it can be placed at the end. Okay, good. Next one. No sooner had the teacher entered the classroom than the students stood up. Second one. No sooner had they heard the sound than they rushed to the spot. Now look at the conjunctions. No sooner, it is of course accompanied by than, and this also happens in the second sentences. So if you look at the activities, you will find that two activities happen simultaneously, and of course very promptly, and there is hardly any space between two activities. So in this type we use no sooner, which is followed by then, and let's look at the structures. And before that we need to look at the sentences. That is, had the teacher entered the classroom and the students stood up. Had they heard the sound, they rushed to the spot. So what will be its structure? This is no sooner, which is of course followed accompanied by then, and after no sooner the sentence must be past perfect tense, and after then the sentence must be in past indefinite tense. And look, no sooner plus past perfect tense plus then plus past indefinite tense. This whole structure can be replaced by this one, scarcely or hardly plus past perfect plus when plus past indefinite tense. It means no sooner will be replaced by scarcely or hardly, and then will be replaced by when. Okay, then now let's use the second structure in the above sentences. Now the second structure is scarcely oblique hardly plus past perfect plus when plus past indefinite tense. Okay, let's move on. Replacement. So look at first one. Scarcely had the teacher entered the classroom when the students stood up. And second one, hardly had the teacher entered the classroom when the students stood up. So in this pair, the no sooner has been replaced by scarcely or hardly, and then has been replaced by when. Okay, the second, look at the second pair. Scarcely had they heard the sound when they rushed to the spot. Hardly had they heard the sound when they rushed to the spot. So scarcely when, hardly when. Means scarcely is followed by when and hardly also followed by when. Remember one thing, that the when also can be replaced by before, but when you are going to use this structure, you must write when with scarcely and hardly. Okay, so this is your turn to do some activity using the shown structure. No sooner had I told it to my friend, scarcely had we finished our duty, hardly had she entered the room when. So you have noticed that all the sentences in these structures are in past forms, that means past tense, but not necessarily that only the past incidents are described in these structures. Rather, present incidents can also be described with these structures, as basically while you are doing the activity in your exercises, you will find most of the sentences in the past tenses. So only the examples from past incidents are taken here. Okay, let's move on it is high time we paid an attention to our English. It is high time they utilize their valuable time. So the phrase "it is high time" is common, so this phrase should be noticed at the very beginning. Let's try to look at the structure, and for this we need to look at the sentence that comes after "it is high time" phrase. We paid an attention to our English. They utilize their valuable time. So it is high time plus past indefinite tense. We paid an attention to our English. They utilize their valuable time. Both the sentences are in past simple. Okay. Message. What is the message? The message is that we or they are late in doing the activities, but we or they are not too late. But if we or they are a bit late by somehow, then we or they won't be able to reach their target, though they start the activity, means though they start paying an attention to English. Okay, next, this is your activity. It is high time. So we are almost at the end of today's class. So this is farewell. Before that, let me say the same slogan: stay home and stay safe. Very soon I am coming with its part 2, and till then, Allah Hafiz and Assalamu alaikum.